That's also cap. Because last week someone tried to say that again with the hit that looked like it could have been a concussion. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody like, oh look, no one defended Tua. And then there's people like around the screen, like you could kind of tell they wasn't feeling that. And even with this one, there was no one close enough to like run up on Pratt. Oh, who was it? I thought it was a Tart. You know what I'm saying? There's no one close enough to run up on him. You know what I'm saying? But you seen, I think it was Brewer. Like Brewer was hot and he was running towards Tua and pointing at the ref and going to pick him up. And Tua got up like, yo, was. But people will say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? Now, however, I do think they checked that on the coach. Long time ago.
You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
Good teams find a way to win. Bad teams find a way to lose. The Miami Dolphins fall to 1-5 despite taking the lead with 46 seconds to go. And yet somehow the talking points 24 hours later isn't about the defeat, but it's about Tua's comments after the defeat. To delve into all of that and more, as always, is the host of Go Time Dolphins. Tell them what time it is.
It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and official affiliates of Fanatics, where you could be a fanatic of your favorite franchise. Kadeem, I'm taking a risk here publicly. We have a podcast. And, you kind of want to switch it up and stuff. I'm in the middle of moving and everything like that. But I got my Bart Simpson going on right now. And what I mean by that is I feel like I wore this Tua sweater like the past 3 episodes. But I'm wearing it again because I gotta make a point. It's like, look, bro. When our quarterback is playing bad, we say our quarterback is playing bad. You know what I'm saying? When our quarterback was lighting it up, we say our quarterback is lighting it up. You know what I'm saying? When he's at fault, he's at fault. When he's not to blame, he's not to blame. Am I tripping right now or what?
You're not tripping. I think in reaction to the Chargers loss, there are some people who are pointing to the 3 interceptions as the reason why the Dolphins lost, which kind of takes away from the actual context of those interceptions. Now, Tua came out in the media after and said, it starts with me. I can't throw 3 interceptions. But like I said, context matters, in my opinion. That first interception...
Hold on. You ain't got to do that. It's a lot of stuff going on about accountability in the social media world of the Dolphins. And a lot of people saying, oh, Tua doesn't take accountability. He got to point the finger at himself, all this good stuff. He's not a leader, stuff like that. You got to dress it up before you just jump in. You got to preheat the oven before you put the meat in, Kadeem.
Yeah, okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, and I don't blame them if they've checked out of the season and they don't care no more, but they tune into Go Time Dolphins, I appreciate that. Dolphins, to kind of sum up the game, I think it's Tua's first pass is an interception. The Dolphins run out to like a 13-9 lead at halftime. The Chargers get the ball back after half, score a touchdown. The Dolphins get the ball, Tua throws an interception. The Chargers score again. So at this point, the Chargers are winning.
I like 10, something like that.
Yeah, I'll again. It's important to get this.
Maybe even 13. It's so all right. Tua opens the game first drive with a pick. All right, and the pick. This is the funniest thing to me, Kadeem, because Tua throws an interception, but it's not that he throws an interception. It's one of those interceptions where you believe, there should be a stat for receivers who caused the interception. So the ball hits Jalen Waddle in the chest and the hands, and he basically hands the ball to a DB. Jalen Waddle basically hands the ball to a DB, not Tua's fault. And it's the wildest thing because the commentators just go straight to, oh, Tua double clutches, and that's why the ball was picked. It was odd to me. Like when you watch games and Tua like throws a deep ball and it'll be completed. Tua, he's got Waddle. It's on the throne. Waddle catches it. Like they just add a little jab. You know what I'm saying? Whenever Tua those passes, right? But it's whatever. We're used to it by now. So Waddle hands over a pick, first drive of the game, and it's like obviously not Tua's fault, but cool. Second pick, definitely Tua's fault. Behind A-Chan, bad pass is picked off. Last pick of the game.
So just before you get there, so Tua's second pick to score is so the Chargers are winning at this point. It's
By
6.
3.
Yes, so it's 13-9 at half, and then if my maths is correct, it's 16-9. No, 16-13.
Yeah, they won by
16-13.
7. I think they was won by 7.
Yeah, so it's 16-13 when Tua throws his second pick.
Okay, so yeah, all right. So they were up by 3 then.
Yeah, and then
And then they had a walk-in touchdown. That's what happened.
Then the Chargers score again. So at the end of the third quarter, Tua has 2 interceptions, and the score is 23-9 to the Chargers.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, A-Chan runs in for his second touchdown. Cool. Dolphins, cut into the lead, but they're still losing.
Kadeem, it's basically what I said. It was my prediction. They're going to keep it close. It's going to look like we're going to win, and it's going to be a heartbreaker at the end. That's exactly what I said, bro. And I said we're going to lose by 3, by the way.
We lost by 2, but you're just close, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So anyway, so at this point, the Dolphins get the ball back, drive down the field. Can Tua do it? Can Tua drive down the field, score the winning touchdown? Tua drive down the field, score the winning touchdown, Waller in the back of the end zone, 27-26, 46 seconds left on the clock.
Let's stop. Do you know how many game-winning touchdowns Tua has? This is a Steve comment right here, because Steve loves to hit us with this, and it's like, oh, but how many times has he done it, right? And then we have to remember, like, why we got to remember stuff like, oh, he did it here, he did it there, he did it there. You know what I'm saying? And then, shout out to only reason we could do this with Steve, that Steve isn't here because he's the homie. You know what I'm saying? So Steve would be, oh, it's the Cardinals game. Oh, it's the Cowboys game. And then he's like 1 or 2. Do you know how many game-winning touchdowns Tua has? Game-winning drives. I'm sorry. Game-winning drives, in the fourth quarter. How many game-winning drives?
I genuinely don't know.
They said it on the broadcast yesterday. You were probably at the Hippodrome, so you probably didn't hear it. I was like, oh, yeah. That sounds about right. You know what I'm saying? He has 10 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter. And in my head, I was thinking, yo, I wonder how many more he doesn't have because the defense blew it after he gave them the lead back. Because I can only name 2 off the top, but I'm pretty sure it's probably like another 10. So continue.
So 46 seconds left on the clock. I'm in the Hippodrome. I'm hands up. I'm big time. I'm like, yo,
he did it.
Dub. I don't care how, dub.
Big dub.
Nyheim Hines, who I saw a stat, hasn't played since 2022 or something dumb like that. Ball was kicked to Nyheim Hines. 40-yard return. So now I'm like, cool. This is how it's going to go. And genuinely, I had no faith that the Dolphins defense will be able to get the stop or prevent the Chargers from getting about 20 yards with 1 timeout. First down, Dolphins nearly sack Herbert, but he gets the ball out, incomplete pass. Cool, fair enough. 2nd and 10.
I think it was Jalen Phillips or Sealer. Can't remember the first one.
Might be, but it's one of those you're just about to sack him and he throws it out. Yeah. Cool, good play by the quarterback. Fair enough. 2nd and 10. Dolphins, I think, send 4, at which 3 get near Herbert. You got 1 on the left, 1 on the right. I think it's Robinson on the left, Chubb on the right. but Herbert steps up, cool. But Jalen Phillips is there. Jalen Phillips has his
Wrapped him up.
arm around Herbert. I can't even say Herbert struggled. Herbert just like, dude, get off me. Like,
Shook him off.
what are you doing?
Shook him off.
Complete the ball to Lad McConkey. McConkey
Does
juked
the rest.
Dante Trader Jr. like he's not even there, and then just scampers to the 20-yard line, and that's
Or like a 40-yard gain, something like that.
and that's
50-yard
basically
something
game.
like
And then Cameron Dicker scores the winning touchdown with 5 seconds left.
Let's
And I
not
say,
let's all right, go ahead. There you go. I was about to say let's meat and potatoes. Go ahead.
and what's hilarious is with 5 seconds left, Tua throws an interception. And I see people turn around and go, Tua lost us the game. And I'm like, are you taking a piss? Excuse my language, but like literally, are you taking a mic? Like, I didn't just watch this. I didn't just see Tua drive down the field for the go-ahead touchdown. The defense failed to get the stop.
With 40
And
seconds left.
And then with 5 seconds left, you want to blame Tua because he couldn't drive down the field again. Now, again, I say all of that to say this. So in his press conference, Tua basically says, and I'm paraphrasing, but a part of Tua's press conference or speaking to the media was, I need to hold myself accountable. I can't throw 3 interceptions. That is on me. He said
it multiple times too.
He also says players are late or are not turning up to player-led meetings. And he talks about leadership needing to be better. And everyone took that players not turning up or being late to player-led meetings as Tua's thrown his players under the bus and hasn't held himself accountable. Des Bryant says it on social media. Multiple former players have said Tua has thrown players under the bus. Tua didn't name anyone, but he also says it's on me to not throw free. Like, I messed up as well.
All right, let me get in here, bro. Let me get in here. Because I didn't want this to sound like a defense podcast. Like, yo, we lost, and there's no excuses, and it's because it's not just because of his picks. It's because of that one pick that mattered the most when the game was close, and then we dug ourselves in a hole. You know what I'm saying? So that pick mattered the most. The fact that Tua threw, I don't want to say he threw people on the bus, but he said, yo, you know, like came out hot, like, yo, all 3 phases. Again, we lost. This is the 4th game, Kadeem. And we can fact check, stack check this. This is what you know I heard in the press conference and McDaniel and Tua saying. I think this is the 4th game we lost by less than 1 score in the 4th quarter. Like last 5 minutes of the game this season, we have 5 losses, and 4 losses came via last 2 minutes of the game, 3 minutes of the game.
Yes, and yeah, I feel like the defeat to.
With Carolina for sure, this one for sure, and there's 2 more. Well, it can't be the Colts.
No, so Panthers go ahead with 1:59 left.
Cool. What about the Patriots game?
Patriots. So that's the interesting one because I feel like we scored and they scored straight away, but Dolphins Patriots. The go ahead touchdown is, let's have a look. So Washington returned 26-23 with 7:18 left. And then 7-6 left is when the Patriots get the go-ahead touchdown. So it's in the 4th quarter, but the Dolphins basically have 7 minutes to try and turn it around, and they don't.
So cool. All right. This is the fourth game. It's like, yo, the game is right here. It's winnable within the last couple minutes of the 4th quarter. And we have 5 losses. You know what I'm saying? So there's only the 1 blowout loss. And this is those, you find a way to win. Good teams find a way to win. And before, we found a way to win these. Oh, this is beautiful. We found a way to win these games in 2023, Kadeem. And you know what everybody said? Y'all are sorry because y'all are barely winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, good teams find a way to win. You know what I'm saying? And now we don't win these close games, and now we're trash again. People say, "Oh, you're trash because you're not finding a way to win." So it's like, nah, bro, you just gotta come home with the dub. Forget what everyone's gonna say. Oh, you barely won. You barely beat this. Nah, bro. A win is a win. That is it. You know what I'm saying? So Tua comes out hot. Tua's hot, bro. Comes out in the media and it says, yo, basically paraphrasing all three phases. Like, teams can't let us down like that again. Defense can't let us down like that again. I know last week it was us last week. It was the offense. We blew it. This is paraphrasing, he says. You know what I'm saying? Last week we blew it. I threw 3 picks today. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But like, don't check out on us. It's people who's coming late to team, like player meetings, people not showing up to player meetings. Don't check out on us. You know what I'm saying? There's people who want to play. Don't check out on us. That was the paraphrase of the whole thing. Am I tripping, Kadeem?
No, you're not.
All right, hold on. So now that's when the media. That's when bro. You took off for a long time, bro. So
I said that 3 words.
You took off. So
you asked me a question. I responded to your question,
bro. So Dez Bryant comes out, big post. Oh, he doesn't take accountability. He doesn't point the finger at himself. Probably didn't watch the press conference because he said I threw 3 picks 3 times. McCourty, one of the McCourty brothers, says, "Oh, I hated seeing that because you don't air out your dirty laundry." Pat McAfee has some stuff to say. I didn't see what Pat McAfee said, so I won't say what he said, but I'm imagining it's probably along the same lines. Last but not least, even when I seen it, I don't love it. However, if he said it to them first before saying it in public, I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you like this, Kadeem. the Christian Charlie Touche, you know what I'm saying? Being competitive in the locker room, uber competitive in the locker room. I was still about this fade life. Like, yo, we're teammates, but we gonna have to fade it out in the locker room, bro. Don't try me, dog. Don't try the team. If you want to go around, yo, UFC, they fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a sport. We can have a round of a sport of UFC MMA in the locker room real quick. No hard feelings. I'll pick you up at the end. We'll dap it up and we'll go our separate ways. But yo, let's have a round. You feel me? That's the old football mentality. Like, yo, they're fighting in the locker room. Okay, cool. Tua's not gonna rah fight nobody in the locker room, bro. And those days, actually, I don't know if anyone on this team is about that life. I'm pretty sure people still do it in the NFL, but so yeah, you can kind of hear, like, even with JB when he came on, like, and a couple other players, like, you could kind of tell, like, yo, you know, Brooks had a fade with somebody, Dotson. You feel me? So there's that. But this was Tua, like, all right, I don't care about protecting people in the locker room no more. Y'all boys don't want it. We're really trying. There's some of us on this team is really giving it all. You're not. Here's what I wanted to say about Tua. Dog didn't say, bro, 1 pick, my receiver handed the ball to somebody, and the last pick was with 5 seconds where we're going to run a Miami Miracle. Like, I only really threw 1 pick. He didn't say that, bro. Dog said I threw 3 picks. You know what I'm saying? He took all the accountability. Like, I threw 3 picks. I can't do that. So ultimately, we suck again. We're 1-5. We can't get off what they say, the snide. What does that even mean, bro? Do we got time to fact check, stat check that? Let's do it next episode. Next, can't get off the snide, whatever that means. You know what I'm saying? But we suck again, bro. And an L is an L. And this is why you got to win close games, because you don't know. Like, even if you split with these close games, you're 3-2. You're 3-3. You're 500. You know what I'm saying? If you split these close games, the 4 games that you lost by close margins in the fourth quarter, you're 3-3. No one else in the NFL is a juggernaut where it's like, oh man, that team's a runaway favorite. Not even Buffalo, bro. Nobody looks like that. Eagles can't figure out their offense, and it's a real thing. And Charlie Touche's fantasy football team is evidence of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, bro, the Eagles ain't this juggernaut of a team no more without Kellen Moore calling the plays. So no one's a juggernaut. If you win a couple games, bro, you get in this playoff picture. I don't even want to invoke playoffs, but you get in a picture where it's like, yo, you're only a game or 2 out vibe. And that's what Tua basically said, like, yo, don't check out on us. And, you know, Tua can't say nothing without the media getting on him. But go ahead.
Did you see what coach said on Monday?
No, I didn't.
So, and for everyone who knows Mr. Touche, work, sleep, all that kind of stuff. Patrick Paul, Aaron Brewer, and coach spoke on Monday. Both offensive linemen basically said we'll handle stuff behind closed doors, like we're not talking about it in public. Coach said Tua shouldn't have said what he said. And when you asked me about what he said, I didn't actually realize what he said. And basically, like, yeah, you can't air your dirty laundry in public. So I have a question for you because people picked this up, and I know we aren't going to run too long, but people picked up during the game that there was a few times where Chargers players hit Tua late, and no one like kind of picked up Tua or kind of back to her, and they were like, that kind of happens when the offensive lineman and team don't really care about the quarterback. You then factor in what Tua says after and how everyone says again, that's a sign of someone who doesn't, or that what he said happens when players don't respect leaders. And then Mike McDaniel comes out and says, yeah, Tua shouldn't have said what he said. Do you think this is a locker room which is one, checked out on the coach, which we heard last season, but two, has kind of now checked out on Tua?
That's also cap. Because last week someone tried to say that again with the hit that looked like it could have been a concussion, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody like, oh, look, no one defended Tua. And then there's people like around the screen, like you could kind of tell they wasn't feeling that. And even with this one, there was no one close enough to like run up on Pratt. Or who was it? I thought it was a Tart. You know what I'm saying? There's no one close enough to run up on him. You know what I'm saying? But you seen, I think it was Brewer. Like Brewer was hot and he was running towards Tua and pointing at the ref and going to pick him up. And Tua got up like, yo, was. But people will say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? Now, however, I do think they checked that on the coach long time ago. And here's the thing. We shout out Sherrod Steve. He said, oh, Kyler Murray's not a leader and he doesn't want it and he's just playing for the check. You know what I'm saying? And Sherrod Steve said that because someone else said that, a former teammate of Kyler Murray. And I like Sherrod Steve, bro. We knew this. This was in the scout report. With Coach McDaniel, we also had the whole fan base had concerns or about McDaniel if he was going to be able to rally the troops like when we get hit with some adversity. We all had this concern like, yo, what happens when we're going to lose a streak? Is coach going to be able to say it with his chest? Like, you remember the first year when someone jumped off sides, the defense jumped off sides like 3 snaps in a row, and he walked over to the DC and he's like, yo, effing fix it. Like it was just not enough. Like, yo, the whole fan base wanted you to like do something, say something, and fix it wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? So now it's apparent, bro. Like, he doesn't have that gene. He don't have that coach gene. Where it's like, you know, people say clutch gene. He don't have the coach gene where he could just gather everybody up. And it's funny because the quarterback is a reflection of that. Like, they have a great relationship and they're similar. And I wonder, while I was watching this mess, I wondered how that relationship is right now. Because it was one of the most unique relationships I've ever seen in football, with McDaniel and Tua being like such real friends off the field. That I wonder what that relationship is like when coach is blowing it or not getting the play in on time and Tua knows that coach blew it, and vice versa, where Tua blows it and coach like, bro, you killed us this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder what that relationship is like. So, yeah, man, it's the only coach and quarterback duo that I ever heard like calling each other at 3:00 in the morning on some, hey, what you up to? While their wives are in bed next to them. It's the wildest thing, bro. Like, so shout out to them for having a unique relationship, but it's not looking good right now in La La Land.
Yeah. Before we get into overtime, I do want to say, because again, I've been arguing with people all day. Like, it's been quite therapeutic. But people just say that, you know, coach has lost the locker room. And I think that Sunday night and even last week against the Panthers, I saw at the very least one side of the ball which is trying to win the game, and another side of the ball which, due to a lack of talent on that side of the ball or just being unable to finish plays, has let the team down, for lack of a better phrase. So I don't think he's lost the locker room, but I do think, as I said at the start, this is a bad team. I don't think anyone thought it would be this bad, but right now this is a bad team that cannot get out of its way be it penalties or just being unable to tackle, and that's the reason why they're 1-5.
Yeah, actually, I would say, and I know this is not going to be the coolest stuff takes, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's not as bad as y'all think it is. And for the fans, we always overdo it. We really, really, really do overdo it. We panic, and it's not as bad as you think it is. If dog, just win these 2 games, win 2 of them, win the Carolina game, and win this one. And then people say they're bad teams, and I'll be like, so what? You have to win the game. You know what I'm saying? You can only play who's on your schedule, and you're 3-3. And then we all know, like, we could have won more than these 2 of the 4. You know what I'm saying? So it's not as bad. And this is Charlie Touche, the person who I just said on last episode. I think I watched in the lens or through the lens of like a coach or a front office person. Like, I don't watch as a fan. It's like, yo, you just win these 2 games and you're in a way, you're 3-3. You feel me? Like, relax. So if you really do think you have a chance to do something this year, just win the next game. And I said that past 2 episodes, and I get it. And we should have, could have, would have won those games. We're not doing it. So Coach Speak says, y'all, we're not that far, bro. Don't panic. Don't check out. Y'all boys are millionaires. I won't say that part. Y'all boys are millionaires, and that's the problem. These boys don't care. And that's where we at. We got to get into bonus time, though, Kadeem. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
So we've seen the first head coach be fired. Bryce Callahan gone.
Brian Callahan, I think.
Brian, yeah. Titans said, nope, we aren't doing this no more. Dolphins fans saying, see, if the Titans can do it, then why can't the Dolphins? I think they're 2 complete different situations. But if McDaniel doesn't get fired, can you see a world in which Anthony Weaver loses his job?
But this is where I've arrived. And this is like our 5th loss, week 6. And, because of my work schedule, I haven't been on every review episode. And then there's some review, a game we didn't have on a Sunday. But it's Panic Meter Monday. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time we invoked it all season. Panic Meter Monday. Oh, I guess we did the first game, I think.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah. So Panic Meter Monday. My panic meter is broken. It's a wrap. The meter doesn't work no more. It's over for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's basically the fandom. But the positive side is it is what it is. You can only go up from here. So I don't want to see Coach or Tua get sacked or fired. I want to, y'all boys made the mess. Y'all got to endure the mess. That's what I really want. On the other hand, I'm kind of okay with Chris Greer getting fired today, because then it sends a message like, oh, it's over with. You feel me? Now people are like, dang, now we're playing to put it on tape. You know what I'm saying? Players like, yo, you got to put it on tape. Like, we're not going to be here next year. Someone else is coming in next year, and let's put it on tape. You could say, oh, we played on a bad team, but look what I did. So I'm okay with Chris Greer being fired because he doesn't affect what's on the field anymore. Like today, that's all coach and the players. You know what I'm saying? So Chris Greer, you got to say, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? Right now. But I don't want to see Tua and McDaniel go yet, because we're still in contention. Until we're not in contention, we don't have to fire coach. But I don't like I like win as a team, lose as a team. So when you were winning, everything was cool. When you were losing, you don't get to get fired and then not endure this. Let them boys play in the mess. You make your bed, you got to sleep in it. That's how I feel about it. I don't want to see nobody go until it's over with. And then y'all be like, yo, that record, if we're gonna go 1-16, let it be on someone's record. Don't give him an out to where he only went 1-5. And then I didn't go 1-16. Nah, bro, you're gonna have to feel all of this.
So my panic meter is about a 2, but it's just like dysfunctional panic meter.
Yeah, it's not working. It's not calibrated, bro. Your panic meter is not calibrated.
Because it's like it wasn't like we were winning and then losing. Like we've just been losing. So I haven't really needed to get excited for the season. Do you know what I mean? It's like it wasn't like we was 6-3 and I'm like, oh my days, like we're now 6-5. I'm starting to panic. It's no, we've been trash all season. So the panic meter just never really got going.
Yeah.
That's not to say that I don't know if your parents ever dropped this on news. Like, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, man. That's I don't think they ever did, but it was like a variation of that.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm not going to go too long, but we wait like 6-7 months for football season. I'm not going to wish it away. Like, I'm now strapped in for a bad season, so I'm now watching other things. Like, I'm going to watch every single Dolphins game. I'm going to be here, but I'm not going to crash out over like a last second loss to the Chargers. I'm just going to go, you know what? Cool. I got excited. I'm going to go home. I'm going to invoke what Tua said. Whether we win or lose, I get to go home and see my wife and child. It is what it is.
People didn't like that either. They say he already checked out when he said that. But hey, I'm about to check out now because we got to get up out of here.
100%. Until the next time, the 5-1 Miami Micas will see the 4-1 Miami Micas will see the 0-5 Championship Chucks. And until the next time, we shall see you soon. Peace.
Oopsie.